Keeping up with the news is a lot like working the land. It's all go, all the time. Nature waits for no one. Farmlands is here to help this with expert advice, reliable products and timely supply.
This is CountryWide News, CountryWide CONNECT news with Farmlands. Good afternoon, I'm Richard Badley. Stock exclusion rules get the overhaul from the government as, the government is overhauling stock exclusion regulations, replacing blanket national rules with locally tailored decisions based on on-farm risk and regional conditions. Agriculture Minister Todd McClay says the previous approach was widely seen as inflexible and in some regions disproportionate to the environmental benefit. The key change amends Regulation 17 of the Resource Management Act's Stock Exclusion Regulations, so beef cattle and deer that are not intensely grazing are no longer automatically excluded from natural wetlands supporting threatened species. Associate Environment Minister Andrew Hoggard says well-managed low-intensity grazing near wetlands can provide natural weed control, reducing the need for chemicals. Hoggard says the focus is now on fit-for-purpose farm plans tailored to specific catchments and on-farm risks, rather than one-size-fits-all directives from Wellington. New Zealand's beef cattle herd grew 4% in 2025 to 3.8 million head, according to the final figures from Stats NZ's Agricultural Production Survey. The increase of 153,000 animals continues a longer trend, with beef cattle numbers up 8% over the past decade. Dairy cattle numbers dipped 1% to 5.7 million, while the sheep flock fell 1% to 23.3 million. The longer-term picture shows a more significant shift. Sheep numbers are down 20% over 10 years, and dairy cattle have fallen 11% from their peak. New Zealand's grassland base remains stable at 7 million hectares, suggesting the shift in numbers reflects changing land use priorities rather than any reduction in farming activity. Kiwi farmers are facing a rising interest rate environment, with Rabo Research's latest economic update forecasting the Reserve Bank will begin hiking the official cash rate from October, potentially earlier if inflation pressures prove harder to contain than expected. The OCR currently sits at 2.25% following the Reserve Bank's March decision to hold, but the bank has already revised its June quarter inflation forecast sharply upward from 2.7 to 4.2%. The Reserve Bank says weak economic growth may slow how quickly firms can pass higher costs on to consumers, giving it some breathing room before acting. But Rabo Research warns the bank may be underestimating oil price risks from the Middle East conflict. And that's the latest news.
Nature waits for no one. Farmlands is here to help this with expert advice, reliable products and timely supply. Shop offers in store, online, Farmlands Pro, or with your rep.